Hey YouTube, what's up? It's Blazo7 here, giving you guys an updated deck profile on my heroes. I didn't do a deck profile of my deck from Chicago because I didn't do that well, because they changed the priority ruling and I didn't have time to set up my deck for the changes in the meta, really. But this is the deck that I'm probably going to use at Nationals, and all of the cards in here may not stay the same within the next month, but it'll probably be pretty close to it, so we'll go ahead and get started here. Got your Stratos and triple alias. Sorry about the glare. Ugh. Okay, there we go. This is your engine, obviously, so you gotta play that. I'm playing Evocator instead of Crusader right now because at the YCS in Chicago, I was dead drawing Rhoda a lot because I'd already gone through all my aliases, and Crusader would still be in the deck, but he's not searchable, so I switched him out for this because I obviously want the 4th Gemini Spark target, but I've been liking this a lot more because he's actually searchable. It kind of sucks that he's not a light, but I'll get over it. I'm playing the double Thunder King still. It was okay in Chicago, but it's pretty decent against the Chaos Dragon deck right now, so there really isn't a better light monster you can put in the deck, so I mean, there's not much you can do. I'm playing double Barbaros because I am playing Skill Drain still instead of Veilers, because Skill Drain is massively important against Chaos Dragons Game 1 because they don't main deck MST, which means if they don't draw Heavy Storm, it's going to stay on the field, and being able to normal summon a 3000 beater and attack all over their huge dragons is amazing, and it's probably, in my opinion, the best way to run this deck right now. Plus, a normal summon 3000 beater against a rabbit's pretty hard for them to get around too, so Barbaros is just beast right now. That's all the monsters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Only 9. It's kind of low, but I haven't been having problems. Spells. You've got the triple Gemini Spark, obviously. And then your triple Miracle Fusion. I side one of these out a lot because it can be a dead draw, but the card is just way too overpowered not to play 3 of right now. Really important against dragons to get over their huge guys, and against rabbit. It's not the greatest against insectors, but if you can somewhat OTK them before they draw all their good cards, you're alright. Triple duality, obviously, for the consistency issues that happen sometimes. And then, because I'm only playing 9 monsters, you have to play the double E-Call as well as the Rhoda. That way it puts yourself up to 12 monsters, and with the dualities, if you hit a monster off of that, it's kind of 15 monsters, so it's not as bad as you would think. And then you've got Reborn, Dark Hole, Heavy Storm, Book of Moon. All of these are really staple, except for maybe Heavy Storm. I'm still playing Heavy because it's still got that surprise factor in Heroes, although not as much as it used to. And I don't like MST right now because Chaos Dragons don't main deck any traps whatsoever, so there's no way you could convince me to main deck MST in Heroes, especially now. I already wasn't, but I definitely won't now. So Heavy Storm is in there. My tech card currently is Forbidden Lance. This card has been doing pretty well for me. Against pretty much anything, the damage step boost is nice, and I'm not playing Honest like I was because of the less light monsters, so this is useful on all the monsters in the damage step, and since everyone's playing a lot of bottomlesses and deep prisons now because of dragons and rabbit, you need to be able to keep your monsters on the board. So Forbidden Lance has been working out. This is the one. I'm not positive that I'm going to be playing these, but if they keep testing well, I'll probably keep them in. That's the spells. Traps. You've got the Solemn Brigade, obviously. Gotta play it if you're playing a deck like this anyway. Your double bottomless. This card's amazing right now. Hits pretty much all the major decks except maybe Inzectors, but you can still hit the Centipede and prevent them from going off, so there's no reason not to main deck 2 bottomless. Double Torrential. This card's been getting more useless as time goes by because it's just meh against dragons, because if they soft lock you, it doesn't even matter. And sometimes if you torrential at the wrong time, they're still going to have too many monsters and they're still going to OTK you. Against Rabbit, it's alright, and against Inzectors, it's pretty good, but because they're not playing Call the Haunted as much as they were. Double Hero Blast. This is another card that's kind of lost its luster a little bit because of Chaos Dragons, because the only cards it can hit is Lila and Card Trooper and Raikou, but against Insectors, it's still very key to stopping them in their tracks, and it's not bad against Rabbit either. It's pretty good. The only problem I've been having is not drawing the heroes with it. There's a lot of combo-ish cards in the deck, so you gotta be careful about when to Miracle Fusion and when to play your cards, basically. I've considered dropping it to 1, but I can't get myself to do it yet. The double skill drain, I can't play 3 of this because it just clogs way too much, so 2 is the right number. And then I'm playing 1 D-Prison right now because I am added in the Forbidden Lances. I don't like D-Prison because Insectors are insanely popular in my area, and D-Prison is terrible against that deck, but it's pretty good against everything else, so I'm still playing the 1. I'll probably stick with just the 1 because I don't want to get raped by Insectors at the event in Columbus. And then still playing the Starlight Road. Probably the most love-hate relationship in terms of a card that I've had in a long time, because I've been getting blown out by Heavy Storm a lot randomly, but when you have this card, it's just that security blanket. But when you draw it and have no back row, it's just absolutely terrible, and the card does absolutely nothing against Insectors, really. So unless they're struggling and you are summoning a lot of monsters and they're trenchling, but at that point you should be winning anyway. Main deck is 40 cards. Going to the side deck now. The side deck's still a work in progress, but still doing double Snowman, still key against Rabbit, and Rogue decks and Heroes, which Heroes are still pretty popular too, as you can tell. So I'm still doing double Snowman. This is a card I'm trying out right now. Double Fossil Dyna. I wanted cards to hit Rabbit and Chaos Dragons at the same time, and this card has been doing pretty well against both of them, so I'm going to keep trying it out. Still got double Super Polys. Don't really want to play 3, at least not until the Dark Guy comes out in September, but Super Poly's still a really good card. Here's my triple MST because I hate losing to Macro and Royal Decree. I was citing 2 of these in Chicago, but 3 is probably the right number now. So, and then the hot tech at the last YCS obviously was Soul Taker, and I'm citing 1 over the Smashing. Hit the Light Pulsars and the Shinings and make them miss timing. Just a good card. Double Shadow Imprisoning Mirror. Sorry. Like I said, I hate Insectors with a passion, so... And Dark World's a unfavorable matchup for me, so Shadow Imprisoning Mirror and Gravekeepers are too, and there are some rogue Gravekeepers randomly. So this card hits 3 decks for me that I worry about. The second D-Prison if I end up playing against Heroes or Rabbit or whatever. And then last cards are 2 Chain Disappearance. I've considered dropping this to 1 because it's not good if you're going second. Unless they open bad, but I can't figure out a card to put in over it yet, so I still have the 2 in there, but I definitely only want to play 1, really. That's the the side deck. Extra deck, triple Shining. A lot of people like to drop this to 2. I like 3, and at my locals on Wednesday, I actually Miracle Fusioned into all 3 of them game 1, and if I wouldn't have had it, I would have lost, so there's a reason I play 3. I'm still playing double Nova Master because I'm playing 2 Super Polys and against Rabbit. I could probably drop it to 1 if I needed more space, but I haven't needed the space, so they're still in there. 1 Absolute Zero for the Snowmans or Super Poly, just like we got 1 Gaia for the Barbaros and the Super Poly, and then Great Tornado for Stratos and Super Poly. And then that's it for the fusions. For the Xyz monsters, we have Blade Armor Ninja, just 1, Utopia and Utopia Ray, useful cards. Utopia Ray is really good. I like that card a lot. I've won a lot of games being under 1,000 life points and just going into this and using its effect until they die. Photon Papillo Operative. This card is exactly what we needed because Spirit Reaper and Galanduo and all those cards are incredibly annoying and we don't have a lot of outs to them, and this card is the out. I like that card a lot. It's also really good if they drop Gores on you and put it in defense, because you can use its effect and make it lose 600 attack, and it's permanent, so Gores will go down to 2100 attack, and it's not as much of a threat, really, which means you would have to suicide with this guy. Maestroke, still a great card, useful in a lot of situations, and I like its destruction effect to prevent itself from dying. The 1 Stardust Dragon for Starlight Road, and then this card I'm still debatable on. I'm playing Catastor because when I was playing Valor, obviously I can summon a level 4 and then Valor and go into this, but because everyone's playing Valor, I figured if I have Monster Reborn and I need to go into Catastor for whatever reason, like against Zen mains, because it's really good against that, I might need this, so I'm still playing it. That's the deck, guys. If you have any comments or suggestions, I'm willing to talk about it in the comments below. Thanks for watching. I will be at Nationals next month. Hope to see you guys there. Say hi and everything if you know who I am. See you later.